Hi, my name is Alison, and I have functional neurological disorder, or FND. It's a condition that's caused by the brain sending signals, usually related to emotion, to parts of the body that aren't designed to express things that way. It's a very unusual condition, though it's being found and diagnosed much more frequently now. And it can cause a huge variety of symptoms. In my case, I have tonic-clonic movements and myoclonic jerks. At least that was initially. And that's simply my body moves in ways I don't expect or want it to at times, and other times refuses to do what I want to do, or I think I want to do. And it's all my subconscious trying in a really inappropriate and dysfunctional way to protect me from emotional stress. Yeah. So FND is the physical expression. Well, FND is about the brain sending the signals the wrong way. It is not, so to speak, a hardware problem. There's no physical part of my body that's actually injured or disabled. By the way, my hand being straight like this is a symptom. That getting stuck and stretched to the full extent kind of thing is often referred to as dystonia, either the stretch or being like pulled in tight and not releasing. Full body thing is also a symptom. In my case, this is how my symptoms express, but there are other people with FND who have other completely different symptoms, like things like, and this is a moment of my brain not putting the right words in, non-epileptic seizures, or paralysis of limbs, one or more, temporary blindness, and sometimes not so temporary. But all of it is, there's nothing physically wrong with wherever the problem is. It's that the brain isn't properly interpreting the information anymore, and the brain is sending signals that cause these weird expressions to happen. It's still very under-researched, so if anybody can help fund it, that would be great. The group I participate in, FND Hope, is very actively working on educating everybody, patients, doctors, caregivers, to help better understand what the condition is, how it works, and how it can be treated. At this point, the only scientifically proven treatments that work are antidepressants help state of mind, which helps create better control over symptoms. And there are now programs around the world that are very intensive, multidisciplinary treatment programs. And those are amazing and can have a huge impact on a lot of people with FND. I participated in the MORE program, motor reprogramming in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was transformational, and it gave me much, much better control over my symptoms. I have relapsed since then due to the extreme trauma of my life partner breaking his hip, and having to basically manage his medical care on top of mine, and handling all of the things that came with his injury. So it's been a pretty rough year for both of us, but I do have much better control over my symptoms than I did in the past, and I handled everything to do with this emergency much better than I could have done before I went to that program. I highly recommend those treatment programs. Other than that, though, there really isn't a lot that's been strongly proven, and each patient responds differently to most forms of treatment. So there's still a lot of research needed, and a lot more to learn. The other thing that appears to be the case but hasn't been proven yet is that FND is likely to be somewhat genetic, in that there are tendencies and likelihoods, but it is not genetic in the sense of there are genes particular genes that can be recognized that are not functioning properly. So it's something that might run in families, but it's not something you have a high risk of passing on to a child or having gotten from a parent. What I mean with that is there are certain conditions that absolutely, definitely, no doubt about it, there was a cause genetically. Things like Down syndrome or cystic fibrosis. They know the gene, they know what happened, they know why it happened, but, you know, that's it. This is not, FND is not one of those things. This is genetic in the way that depression is, or addictions, things like that, where it might hit you, it might not, but if there's a lot of people in your family with this history, you've got a higher risk of getting it than the average person. So, I just wanted to say hi and let you know that FND is a thing. It exists. It is real. The previous name of this condition was conversion disorder. And conversion disorder got a bad rap. It's a psychological condition where the body physically expresses emotions. In my case, that definition is a very good fit, very classic fit. But that's not the case for everybody who has FND or everybody who's been diagnosed with conversion disorder. The way that the big problem was that conversion disorder is also down as a condition that you need to differentiate from basically the accusation of faking. And to this day, a lot of psychologists and other doctors who are undereducated on FND will actually talk to you about what was your secondary gain from this condition. As in, how did you benefit from having this condition? And in some cases, there might be that, but in most cases, that's just not the way to approach this condition. It's really about compassion for people with the condition, and it's also about each person learning how to take care of themselves, find their triggers, find their causes, and gain better control over their symptoms over time. Some people go into spontaneous remission, about maybe a third, and then there's another third or so who show extreme improvement but don't lose their symptoms after treatment and over time. I'm in that category. I anticipate it affecting me the rest of my life, as it's already affected me it's getting close to half of my life now, and pretty much my entire adult life. So I have no expectation, no illusions that it's going to go away or I'm going to ever be completely cured. But I can do a lot of things to manage and to handle my symptoms and to live the best quality of life that I can, and live well despite my symptoms. So It's just a call out, let people know FND is a thing. It exists. It's real. And if you see somebody who tells you about it or tells you they have it, treat them with compassion and listen and treat it with respect. Thank you for your time. I'm Allison, and I have FND.